Alright guys, last video, we're trying to find perpendicular slopes, and remember, what do we know about perpendicular slopes? Perpendicular slopes are inverses, so if I have two lines, so line A has a slope of 3 over 2. The perpendicular slope is going to be the opposite reciprocal, which means it's going to be negative 2 over 3. This is your m value for your new equation that we're trying to figure out. So this new equation also contains the point 3, 7. Okay, so this is your x, this is your y. So before we go ahead and graph that, let's go ahead and start by graphing line A. So we're going to go first to positive 4, and then from there we're going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then over 2. Up 3, 1, 2, 3, over 2. So now I have my equation of a line, and I can go ahead and connect this. And now I'm going to graph my perpendicular line. So I just graphed line A. Now my perpendicular line is I start at 3, 3, 7. So go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then what it wants me to tell me to do is go down 2, 1, 2, and then over 3. 1, 2, 3. Now that I have my 2 points, I can go ahead and draw my line. And then right there you can see that they make a right angle, so that's how I know that they are perpendicular. So remember, the two things you need is your new slope, which is what we have. You also need the y-intercept, which we have right there, which is 9. So the equation of the line is y equals negative 2/3 x plus 9. Really quickly, guys, I want you to notice with perpendicular, you're going to have opposite reciprocals. It's also called the inverse. So you flip the fraction and flip the sign, whatever it is. And the b values could be the same, but most likely will be different. So in the following problems, line A and B are perpendicular. I want you to find the equation for B without graphing. So this kind of brings it together of what we saw on lesson 3.2. It's when you find the slope, and then from there you plug in the point. So it's saying I have two equations. This right here is line A. The second line, sorry, that was parallel. We're doing perpendicular. This is line B. It's perpendicular. Line A and line B have opposite reciprocal slopes. So right here on the red line, if that's line A, it's negative 3. Line B is going to be positive 1/3. And now line B also contains this point of x, y. So let's just say it's right here. I'm just doing this as a visual to help you, okay? I'm going to plug in this information now to find the equation of a line. So remember, we're using y equals mx plus b, and I have my m value because I know how to find the inverse, and I'm just going to plug in negative 9 and 2. That's going to look like 2 equals 1/3 times negative 9 plus b. This is going to look like 2 equals negative 3 plus b. I'm going to add 3 to both sides to get b is equal to 5. So now my new equation of the line is you just take your slope, you take your b value, and you plug it into y equals mx plus b, which will look like y equals 1/3 x plus 5. So that's the equation of the line. Now the key thing with perpendicular, remember, you look at your two lines, and it's always the opposite reciprocal. So we got 1/3 and we got negative 3 there. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at this one now. Same idea. I have line A and I have line B. And at line B consists of this point. So this is on line B. You got an x and a y. I need to figure out the slope of line B. Now remember, if it's perpendicular, you're going to flip the fraction and flip the sign. So if my slope is negative 1/2, that's now going to become positive 2 over 1, which is just positive 2. And remember that this point is on this line. So now this is my x, this is my y. I'm going to plug everything I know into y equals mx plus b. And remember, this inverse is your slope, so that's your m. Let's plug everything we know into this equation. I'm going to have 4 equals 2 times 2 plus 0, which means 4 equals 4 plus, no, that's not plus 0, that's plus b. Plus b, and I minus 4 on both sides to get b equals 0. I actually solved it a little too quick, so it's plus 0. So that means your perpendicular line would be y equals 2x. So these two lines right here are your perpendicular lines. Alright, so it says find the equation of a line which is perpendicular, which means they're going to have opposite reciprocal slopes to line A. So, very first thing for line B, let's find the slope. And all we do is we flip the fraction and flip the sign. So this is 2/3. So if we flip the fraction and flip the sign, it's going to be negative 3 over 2. Because it was positive here, now it's negative. And then we just flip the fraction. I also know that point consists of the point of 2, 0. And remember that's x, y. So I need to plug that information into y equals mx plus b. And that would look like now 0 is equal to negative 3 over 2 times 2 plus b. When I cross these out, I'm going to have 0 equals negative 3 plus b. I'm going to add 3 to both sides to get 3 is equal to b. So now that you know your slope and you know your b value, you can go ahead and plug it in to y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 3. So there is your equation of your line. One more time, that is the key part, is the opposite reciprocal. Alright, I want you to try 14 on your own, so go ahead and pause it, and then we'll come back to and see if you got it right. So please pause it now. Alright guys, so you should have an answer right now. Remember, we're looking for perpendicular lines, and perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocals. So if I have a positive 4 over 1, if it's positive, my reciprocal is going to be, or my inverse is going to be negative, and 4 over 1 is going to flip to 1/4. So that's the slope of my perpendicular line. I also know that this perpendicular line goes through the point of negative 8, 10, and this is my x and this is my y. I now plug that information to y equals mx plus b. So that would look like 10 is equal to negative 1/4 times negative 8 plus b. So negative 1/4 of negative 8, I'm going to reduce that, and that is going to become positive 2. To have more room, I'm going to write it up here. So I'm going to have 10 is equal to 2 plus b. I'm going to minus 2 on both sides to get b equals 8. So now that I have my b value, and I have my m value, I can rewrite this now as y equals negative 1/4 x minus 8. This is the equation of the line. Alright, so the next one, I want you to write an equation of a line in standard form satisfying the given requirements. Show all your work. Alright, so really quickly, it's talking about standard form. If we remember that, that is ax plus by equals c, where a is positive and there are no fractions and there's no decimals. So first thing is, it says it's going to be parallel to y equals negative 1/4. The only thing we really care about this is the slope. The slope is negative 1/4. So a parallel line, remember, have the same slopes. So this slope is also negative 1/4. And I also know this point consists of negative 6, 3. So what this would look like now in my equation is 3 equals negative 1/4 times 6 plus b. This will give me 3 equals negative 6 over 4 plus b, which is 3 equals negative 3 over 2 plus b. And I'm going to add 3 over 2 to both sides. And that's going to be b equals, it's going to be 4.5, which is 9 over 2 as a fraction. So now in slope-intercept form, the equation is y equals negative 1/4 x plus 9 over 2. This is slope-intercept form, but it didn't want slope-intercept form, it wanted standard form. That's the ax plus by equals c. So I'm going to add 1/4 to both sides, 1/4 x. That's going to be 1/4 x plus y is equal to 9 over 2. And then remember, I can't have any fractions, so I'm going to do a fraction buster by multiplying everything by 4. That'll give me now as a final answer, I'm going to write it over here. X plus 4y equals 18. And I just got that by distributing these to each term. This is your final answer written in standard form. Now I want you to write one that's a perpendicular to y equals 6x minus 9 and passing through the point 1 comma negative 2. Now same idea, we have to write this in standard form, but first I need to find the b value of my perpendicular line. So essentially this line looks like this, and my new line is going to intersect it at a 90-degree angle. I need to find this new line. Remember, perpendicular have inverse slopes, so instead of positive 6, it's going to be negative 1 over 6 is my new slope for my new line. I know this new line has this point, which is your x comma y. So when I plug all this into my equation, I'm going to have negative 2 is equal to your slope, which is negative 1/6 times your x value, which is 1, and we still need to solve for the b value. So I'm going to have negative 2 is equal to 1/6, negative 1/6 plus b. Now I'm going to add 1/6 to both sides, and that is going to give me 1 5/6 equals my b value. Now that I have my b value, I'm going to plug my perpendicular m, and I just erased it, but m was equal to negative 1/6, and my new b value. I'm going to write that in slope-intercept form. So it's going to be y equals negative 1 over 6x and plus 11 over 6. I'm going to add 1/6 x to both sides to get positive 1/6 x plus y is equal to 11 over 6. And then I'm going to multiply each term by 6 because I can't have any fractions, which is going to give me x plus 6y, which equals 11. So that's your answer in standard form. Alright, let's see, do they want all these in standard form? Satisfying the given requirement? Yes, okay. So guys, what I would like you guys to do now is try the next 4 problems, okay? I'm not going to have the next 4 problems in the video, but I'm also going to post the notes online, so you can double check your answers there. So if you have any questions, please guys, I know this is a video lesson, please don't hesitate to ask and email me if you have any questions. But make sure 17 through 20 are written out. I want you to try them and then check your answers with the notes that are also posted. If you have any questions, one more time, please let me know.